Good morning and welcome into the Pats Nation. I'm Corso Catone is here. Joe's with us in the booth. You are watching us this fine football morning on YouTube.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And hey, listen, when you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Give us that thumbs up. Hit that like button. That's what we're looking for. Leave a lot of good comments. I'm laughing my ass off at some of the ones you're leaving for Mark. They're pretty damn funny. So make sure you're checking out our shorts and our short reels. And if you're listening, you're doing it on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, anywhere you podcast. And we want to hear from you. And Heated Hotline, it's a message line 24/7. Leave us a message, 855-313-PATS, P-A-T-S. That's the same message line that's going to be open live call-ins on our Patriots live postgame show. And that's going to be next Sunday, a week from today, the 14th, after the Dolphins game. We will be on live within 30 minutes following that game, giving you all our post-game coverage. So make sure you're tuning in to that and email us in our mailbag, corso.catone@gmail.com. Got a good one. Going to go QB breakdown, talk about what Drake Maye and that Geno Smith matchup today. And, of course, Pat's preview. We're going to give you our offense-defensive breakdown, so stick around for that. And we're going to try to make you some money. Sunday spread is back, gentlemen.
Oh, whoa.
We have our locks of the week. We're going to see what we could do about making some money.
We started a little slow last year, Chris, but then once we got rolling, we made our viewers some cash.
We did okay. So good morning.
You and I were our last game of the season, Chris. You and I were right on that Super Bowl.
That's it. Although I screwed up last weekend, last Saturday. I really screwed up, Mark, last Saturday. You know, I mean, the fact that I didn't go ahead and take all his picks. And just
Chris said, we should have just took everything that, the legendary, college game.
My cousin, I'm related to. Yeah.
Yeah. Lee Corso made his final picks on College Game Day. And I think everyone won. He won like 7-0.
Every single one.
Game he picked one. Yep, everyone.
And I didn't do anything with them. Stupid. Anyway.
You should have did a 17 parlay, right?
Yeah. That's right. I should have. 16 parlay, I would have won. That would have been beautiful. But anyway, we're going to make you some money today, so make sure you're sticking around to Sunday spread. But we got to start with this game. We got to start talking about the most important position in all of sports, and that's quarterback. And we're going to do it in QB breakdown. We're going to do it right now.
Okay, now.
Hit it, boys.
All right, hit it, boys. Here we go. So let's talk about this. Drake Maye versus Geno Smith. So, Mark, I asked you yesterday on Corso and Catone, I said, what does Drake Maye have to be the best player on the field today for the Patriots to win this game?
Yeah, he does. Well, yeah, he does.
And Joe, he gave me the same stupid ass answer he gave me yesterday.
No. He's looking at the magic 8 ball, I think, over there.
No,
yes.
He does in the sense, Chris, that he's going to have to make quick decisions, right decisions, because that the Raiders are going to get a pass rush with Crosby. Whether he's lining up on the left side over Campbell or on the other side, it doesn't matter. They're going to get pressure from the defensive line. I think the middle of the field will be open because of what they have left in the middle of the field, the Raiders, and they're young. They got a young secondary. So I think Maye's going to have to make some quick decisions, Chris. He's going to have to go to the checkdowns. He's going to have to utilize his tight ends. He's going to have to utilize the versatility of his running backs. Things that Josh McDaniels will have in this game plan for Sunday, for today. He's going to have to. He's going to have to execute it, Chris. Yeah. So he is the most important guy in the field because he's going to have to execute.
And speaking of Josh McDaniels.
Couldn't ask Drake to do more than what he's doing. He's trying, to understand exactly what we're doing. Is really, trying to be as well-versed as he can on what we know from the Raiders. But just looking forward to going out there and watching him play and seeing our entire group out there together.
That's, of course, Josh McDaniels, the former Raider head coach.
So, he would like nothing better than to stick it to this, slam it down their throat this week. You know that.
Got a little juice
especially
there.
Davis, right?
Yeah, he's got a little juice in for this one. does McDaniel. So, they believe in this kid. I mean, Vrabel had some things to say about earlier this week. This is what he had to say.
Straight may stood out most off the field to you.
Well, I think his command in the meetings, I think the reach into the locker room, the reach to the players, the stuff off the field, being engaged in that way and knowing how important that particular position is in all three phases on special teams and the impact that he can make as a quarterback.
Yeah. So those are the coaches. That's what the coaching staff thinks of him. Yeah, Mark, for me, it's look, it's the small things. You listen to guys like Brady talk and the veteran guys, and I said yesterday on the show on Corso Catone, the real deal, New England Field, Saturdays at noon. Is it wrong for me to expect the things that I expect of him right now? Maybe.
So maybe in the first game of year 2 in a new system, after playing for that joke of a staff last year, maybe it's not. Maybe it's unfair, I guess is the best word, to ask him to, one, get the ball out of his hands quickly, make quick decisions, do exactly what you said he needs to do, take the checkdowns, don't put the ball in jeopardy, keep your whole team ahead of the sticks where, you're not taking penalties. There's no pre-snap penalties. There's no clock issues in and out of the huddle. And protection, Mark. A big part of this thing is going to be, can he help set protection? I was just going to say, can he set protection? Yeah.
These are the things we saw last year not happen at times in spots. And a lot of people were just quick to blame the coaching staff and so on. And I don't know. Is it wrong to expect it? Is it unfair? I don't know, but he has to do it.
I was watching a clip this week from the Julian Edelman podcast. Yeah. They call it the Nut House. And Ernie Adams was on. Right?
Was that Games with Names or something like that?
But Ernie Adams basically asked him about Drake. And he said, well, with a guy like that, he said, year 1, you want to at least be able to see that he's got talent. He said he's got talent. Yeah. He said, year 2, you want to see significant development out of him.
Yeah.
And then year 3, if you see that significant development, year 3, does he turn himself into a championship potentially type of quarterback? He said that's the progression you want to see in him by year 3. If you don't see it by year 3, he said most of the time you're not going to see it from a quarterback. Is basically what Adam said. Okay. You saw it with Mahomes. I think you saw some of that with Allen, Lamar Jackson. He's saying if you don't get it by year 3, most of the time with a quarterback,
you're not getting it.
League, you're not going to get it.
And
Adams knows.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and that was his take.
The unfair part about it is that he has there is so little around him right now. Yeah, and when I say so little, so unknown, it's just all unknown. The whole Patriots idea, and they're favored in this game at 2.5 today. Wow. And the whole idea of the Patriots right now is all based on potential. It's all based on possibility. If this happens, if Will Campbell can be a left guard, a serviceable left tackle, if Wilson can play as a rookie at left guard, if that right side of the offensive line with their age can hold up, if Stephon Diggs comes back from the injury right, if Travion Henderson can be year 1,
if
that's all you have. I mean, that's what you're basing your success on, is the ifs.
Yeah.
And that's a little unfair, but that's the cake you're dealt, or hand you're dealt, or the whatever the hell this phrase is. You know what I mean, Mark? So he's got to do better. He's got to be right now. Now having Josh McDaniels in your corner
helps.
Calling plays, because it's not just about the play calling, Mark. It's about the flow of the play calling.
But that brings up my question to Mark. The fact that what you just said, Mark, his 2 to 3 year range. Are we looking at Maye as if this is his first year because he has real coaching?
You
can't.
Okay.
I think. Well, let's put it this way, Joe. I think you still need to see even if you want to say, Joe, okay, he's finally getting good coaching. I mean, I don't think he got bad coaching last year from Van Pelt, Chris. I think Van Pelt didn't fundamentally, right? But I still think, Joe, this year you need to see some significant development out of him, even though you want to call it year 1A. And not year 2, you want to call it 1A, or year 1B instead of 2, maybe, whatever, right? But no, you still need to see some real development out of this kid, Chris.
I mean, the bottom line is you're the number 3. And the flip side to it is you're the number 3 pick in the draft. Now I'm going to contradict myself a bit. You're the number 3 pick in the draft. Jaden Daniels came out and he lit it up. Yeah. So I mean, you're the number 3 pick in the draft. You're coming into year 2. So what? You want to call it your rookie year? Fine, call it your rookie year. So. You're still the number 3 pick in the draft. The expectation is that you can elevate guys. That you could try to elevate guys around you. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a big deal in this game today. It's going to be, can he help set protections? And can he keep him out of long yardage situations? That's the key. That's it for him. If I can protect the ball, no stupid turnovers, no throwing it up for grabs.
Not what he's been. Not what he is. Yeah, you're right. The stupid turnovers. He's got to avoid that today, Chris.
Especially in the situations, end of halves, end of game, end of drives, in the score, in the red zone. In scoring positions, you're turning the ball over. Yeah. So that's the expectation today, and I think McDaniels can help him get there with his play calling. He could slow the game down for him a little bit at times. That's the beauty of a guy like McDaniels that you're going to see different than you saw last year. Do you think that today, would you take in this game today, would you take Geno Smith or Drake Maye?
Magic 8 ball.
I'm going to say, believe it, I'm going to surprise you, Chris. I'm going to say Drake Maye.
Yeah. Why? Not today, for today's game. Not for 3 weeks.
Because I really dug into this game this week, Chris. And I know I picked the Raiders in our season picks.
Yeah.
But the more I dug into this game and looked at the Raiders and looked at their preseason, damn, Chris, their back end's bad. Like, I don't think it's very good. Like, I think the Raiders, if you can protect the quarterback against this team, if you can prevent Crosby and some of the other guys on that defensive line from getting to the quarterback, man, I think you can expose the Raiders defense.
And don't forget that they lost some guys they lost some guys at linebacker that we have them. So
I think, Chris, if you can protect Drake Maye, I know our receivers aren't that good, but Jesus, Chris, I think you can expose this Raiders secondary. I really do.
The last thing I'll say on this is that for them, for Drake Maye to have a successful day for Maye is going to look like this. It's going to look like 9 different guys caught balls.
Yep.
Okay. And, 1 or 2 catches each, couple of touchdowns, no delay of game penalties, very few, if any, pre-snap penalties. And their average was 2nd and 5 to 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. That he does that, then he can win. That's his recipe today to succeed and win this game. And that means taking checkdowns, right?
So yeah, he's gonna have to take checkdowns. Yeah, he's gonna have to make quick decisions, Chris. You can't take sacks in this game, and like you said, and put yourself in 2nd and 14 because you got sacked, or 3rd and 11 because you took a sack on 2nd down. That can't happen today, Chris.
Right, quick decision. So we'll see what happens. But QB Breakdown was presented by Corso and Catone, Saturdays noon Eastern. The real deal, New England feel. Corso and Catone. Make sure you're tuning in for Catone's comments. Yankees, Red Sox. We're going to have that Patriots breakdown and our recap of this game next Saturday. So make sure you're tuning in to Corso and Catone. But when we come back, going to go into Pat's preview. We're going to break down the offense, the defense, and so much more. Stick around.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more Corso and Catone.
Saturdays at noon.
Back in with more Pats Nation. All right, guys. We talked about the quarterbacks a little bit. Now let's get into the offense. Let's get into the defense, and let's break this thing down along with the coaches. We're going to do it in Pats Preview right now.
Pats Preview.
Okay, Mark. We talked a little bit about it. You did. You started to a little bit. But let's go to McDaniels now. And we talked about the quarterback. Fine. Let's talk about the coach. Let's talk about who's got to be good. What's the plan? What's the plan for this team? What's the plan for Crosby? What do you got? Let's hear all your pearls.
Well, you're going to have to establish some sort of a running game, Chris. You're going to have to get creative with your running backs, but you're going to have to establish the running game today, right? To keep Crosby off of, and the strength of this O-line, Chris, in the preseason, it looked like they could move blocks. They could move, Chris, and block, run block. Campbell and Wilson, we're assuming Wilson's going to be starting at left guard, Chris. They were pushing guys off the line of scrimmage in the run game. So you got to be, you have to think Gibson and Henderson and Stevenson, Chris, are going to be able to run the football. And from there, I think you can develop some play action. You can do some wheel routes with Henderson. But I think you're going to have to establish that early to keep the pass rush at bay.
I agree. Success there for them, like you said, is shorten the game like that. Like, no, there can't be a lot. And I don't, I like the play action game. It's a big part of this offense. But I'm not sure how much that's going to play well today because I don't know how good Drake May's in it yet. Is able to execute that yet. The play action. But to your point, if you're running the ball, then it has to be part of the game plan. If you're running the damn ball, and you got to be running the ball. I mean, I have a lot of confidence in this offensive line
when it comes to run blocking, right?
Yeah, in their ability to run block. I do. Will Campbell's going to get out at the second level. You got guys that can pull. You got athletic. You got Wilson's an athletic guard that can pull and get out and block people on the edges. So hat on hat, yeah, I'm okay with that. You can run right at Crosby because as far as much of a menace as he is in the passing game, you could run at him. So I think to me, you're right on, and I think you're gonna see a lot of that short passing game. You're gonna see a lot of that bubble stuff. Get the ball out to the edges. Let's protect. Let's get our offensive linemen get their feet wet. Let's get them comfortable in this game. Let's get a good offensive flow. But yeah, I mean, the times that you're gonna get stuck in second, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, those are difficult moments. And so you got to hope that the route trees and the route combos that they're gonna put out there is you got to have somebody that can stretch that field to open up that underneath in that middle. That's why I think Drake May's going to be throwing the ball to a lot of different guys today. They can do it. It can definitely happen, right? I mean, how much? You talked about Henderson just a little bit.
Yep.
Give me the Henderson factor in all of this.
I honestly believe, Chris, you should be able to use him a little bit like, a Gibbs in Detroit, a Barkley in Philly, a little bit like a McCaffrey.
Yeah. I'm
not
like
saying not saying to that extent, but you should be able to put him in packages, Chris, where you're utilizing him like that. And if you can do that, I think the kid's going to have a great season for you. But you need him to do that in order to have success on offense, Chris. You have to have him.
Like your Detroit comp, where because but when the ball's in his hands, he is electric.
Yeah.
He makes guys miss downfield. I mean, he's got good pad level. When he gets to the edge, forget it. And the 4.3 speed kicks in. So
he gets into the open field. He's gone.
He's gone. Now, with the offensive line, now everybody's all week long been talking about Crosby. Okay, the guy's a wrecker. You know, he can wreck your game plan. If you're too far leaning pass and deeper passes and deep drops and things like that. So we already talked about you run at him a little bit. You know, get him working in the run game. You know, maybe limit his snaps where he's coming in and it's just a straight pass rush. Now, what I don't know what's going to happen is I don't know if the Raiders are going to move him around the offensive line.
So you brought that up yesterday, Chris, and I thought about it last night. All right. Why would you move him around? Wouldn't you want, like, I think I'd want him coming off the other edge.
Against Moses.
Yeah. Yeah. If I was the Raiders.
Well, because
if you're starting to tank, he was gasping in training camp.
Yeah, that's training camp, though. I mean, he's a veteran.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's a veteran pass blocker.
Don't be surprised, Chris, if Crosby doesn't get moved around because they
still has a big day.
Has a big day because he takes advantage of the 36-year-old or 37-year-old. How old's Moses? I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's long in the tooth. Let's just say
he's
that.
Long in the tooth, right? He's long in the tooth.
But again, I mean, I don't know, man. If I'm the Raiders, listen, I gotta test this kid. I gotta test Campbell. I gotta test this kid. I want to see T-Rex over there. I want to see those short arms. I want to know, can you actually, can you slide back and actually deal with Crosby one-on-one? Look, the bottom line is you can't let either one of them be in a one-on-one situation with Crosby. I mean, let's be honest. So there's got to be a lot of chipping. There's going to be a lot of tight ends. Westover's probably going to have a lot of love in this game, by the way, the tight end for New England in the run game. But you're going to have to keep your tight ends in to chip, and you're going to have to get your running backs to chip off coming out of the backfield to give them a shot and to pass protect. What Trevion Henderson can do, it's what was one of his calling cards coming out of college.
Yeah, that was one of his strengths.
You're okay having him on the field on third down, because he's so good in the pass pro.
Yep.
So, I mean, but again, a lot of it's going to fall on Maye as far as setting it up, getting the protection right. You got to have to see it ahead of time. So we'll see how creative the Raiders are going to be in confusing Maye as to what he sees coming. I mean, you saw what happened when they played. It's a different type of defense, but when they were joint practices against Flores, Flores employs that zero look that, everybody on the line and confuse the hell out of the quarterback. So we'll see if Vegas puts a little of that in there.
Chris, let me ask you this. Will you see, because this was a staple, when they struggled, when McDaniels was here and he had Brady, when they struggled to get moving, McDaniels used to go to a, faster pace, no huddle type
of thing, yeah.
Move the ball and get pace. Do you think you'll see any of that with Maye, where if they, they're a little stagnant, he may try to set pace with him?
He ran well. He ran 2 minutes well.
Like he used to do with Brady.
Yeah, when Brady had that stupid look on his face at times, where he had that blank look of he wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did happen. Yes. Well, believe it or not, it happened. Yeah. No, I mean, I thought he ran a good 2 minute offense in camp. So if you need it, you use it. Absolutely. So I think McDaniels has some things in the shed. Talk about the receivers though. There's a lot of drama with Diggs this week, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But as far as what he's going to give you and where his mind is.
Yeah, this is my 11th year in the league. This is my 11th camp. So I'm obviously excited. I put my head down and work. I've just, up to this point, I've done everything they asked me to do. Try to pace it, making sure we're peaking at the right time. I've been in camp. This is my 11th camp. That's a lot of camp for me. So as far as being healthy and doing the right stuff consistently and being around the guys, kind of building that camaraderie, that was my mindset. I've been doing this for a long time. I know how to play football. So I just took this time to sharpen up on the playbook, doing the things that I need to do and getting right mentally. I'm super excited. It's going on 10 months. And obviously coming back from injury isn't easy, but going out there, mixing it up, I'm in a good spot. So I'm trying to stay there.
So that, of course, was Stephon Diggs talking to the media. He later on goes on to say that, talking about getting the ball, we have a lot of, there's a lot of talent in this room. Everybody's got to eat, that kind of thing. And, he's not caught up on that, the amount of catches he's making. He just wants to be part of the team and contribute to the success of the team. It's all the right stuff. Saying all that crap, Mark.
And you know what? I didn't pick up on it yesterday on Corso Catone, but he makes it a point to say, I've done everything they've asked me to do.
Well, it leads you to believe that they've been pulling them down.
Yeah, I've done everything they've asked me to do. You know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily what I want to do, basically, but I've done everything they've asked me to do. Like I just thought that was a little telling where he had to throw that in there. I've done everything they've asked me to do.
Because we had a question earlier in camp that is he just because he's invisible, basically? Is he on a pitch count? Is this intentional, or maybe it is?
Maybe it was, but he made it a point to say that, and I didn't pick up on that yesterday. But as I'm listening to it again today, that was kind of odd to throw in. I've done everything they've asked me to do, and maybe that's because he was called a pain in the ass, and we're going to get to that. So is that why he's saying I've done everything they've asked me to do? Do you know what I mean? It's my 11th camp,
I was not sure about his readiness for week 1.
Did you really believe that, Phil? I mean, you're a smart guy. I don't know where you went to school. It wasn't Ohio State, but do you really believe that?
With the judge,
do you really believe that, Phil? Or are you just trying to bait me into something?
I'm not baiting you into anything. He did say he wasn't sure he'd be ready for week 1. Is there any doubt in your mind?
I don't know the context in which he said it, but
gathering smoke around Stephon Diggs and the notion that this could turn into an issue.
It's interesting, Tom, because, there are little signs that he's just becoming a bit of a pain in the posterior. I asked Mike Vrabel about those very comments that we just played this morning, and he said, did you really believe that, Phil?
So is that why
that was Phil Perry, Tom Curran.
So is that why
Diggs,
Dick says, Chris, I've done everything they've asked me to do? Like, in other words, I haven't been no pain in the ass. I've done everything they've asked me to do.
I think that portion of the press conference was more to do with him basically saying to us, they had me on a schedule.
Okay.
We're not pushing this. We're not going to push this knee back too quickly. I'm on a, there's a plan for me. There's a plan. Okay. What'd you make of all this stuff? So now he comes to the press. So when Mark brings it up, so let's do it. Gets to the press conference. You heard that audio about him being called a pain in the posterior by Phil Perry of the Boston Sports Journal. And, not Boston Sports Journal, but NBC Sports Boston. And he calls him basically a pain in the ass, asks the coach about it, gets rung up by the coach. And now Diggs doesn't talk for what, about a month?
Yeah, it's been at least a month, 5 weeks.
And so now here we are this week, and this is what Diggs had to say.
How y'all doing? I'm great. Appreciate y'all taking the time out.
Great.
Before we start, you mind if I have a little conversation with y'all?
Let's have a conversation.
I haven't talked much in camp. It's nice to see everybody here. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate your patience. I just was trying to take this time to be focused, get my mind right, get my body right. Come into camp with the right mindset, physically and mentally. It's always a thing in camp. So I just needed that time. So I appreciate y'all having patience with me.
Right,
but I do kind of want to address some things as far as that happened throughout camp. Obviously, I look at the media as a whole, and I kind of want to approach this thing as professional as possible. So, Phil and Tom, if I don't want to mistakenly or say the wrong names.
Phil and Tom.
Wow.
But my words, I had some conversations and I had some interviews throughout camp, and some of my words are misconstrued and, kind of, I don't know, me talking to another individual, I don't know, it was kind of regurgitated in another way. So, or taken out of context. And I think I was referred to as a pain in the ass, and I hate pain in the posterior, but I'm going to say exactly what it really was. Obviously, I don't want to come across as that. And I'm going to say this. I want to be very clear. I'm an adult. I apologize. I'm not up here to ego trip. I'm not up here to, rub anybody the wrong way or say anything for clickbait. If I rubbed anybody the wrong way, I really want to apologize. Moving forward, obviously, we have a media to player relationship as professionals.
And on it went. And so he's apologizing. Not really. I mean, he's really calling out Phil Perry and Tom Curran.
Let me tell you something.
Do you think Vrabel gave him crap? Do you think Vrabel gave Diggs crap and said, hey, I don't need to be answering questions from these guys about being a pain in the ass and all this other stuff. So go fix it. Go address it.
Probably.
I mean, why? A month later, though? Like, what?
But that's what I was just going to say. But that was all of a sudden you're going to address it now. You're addressing the two reporters by name. You're mentioning the word that he used, posterior.
That's a Diggs thing.
That's a Diggs thing. Then he says pain in the ass.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Did you really have to directly address that?
No, it's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. Listen, and what was even more stupid, and like I said yesterday, I like Phil Perry and I like Tom Curran. I got a great deal of respect for these guys. We play them on our show. We take a lot of the information they gain, from their access. And I get it. Phil Perry came on one of the shows this week and said, I apologize for calling him basically a pain in the ass. And they're like, why would you apologize for that? Like, he was being a pain, and it's easy for us guys that Felger and Holly and these guys that are like giving them crap for it, they have their shows, they got their contracts, they're staples, they're sitting there making their money, Yeah. Meanwhile, here's this kid, he's been around a long time, but he's a beat writer. He's got to deal with the team. He's got access. He's got to play ball a little bit more than those kind of guys do. So that being said, though, God damn it, this is football. And then in the press conference, then these two guys are raising their hand and apologizing back to Diggs, saying, "Oh, we appreciate you saying that to us. I apologize. Stop apologizing. Go catch the goddamn football and go catch touchdowns so we can win a friggin' football game. Because that's what this is about, you pansy asses. We want to win football games. And you are a pain in the ass. Stop being a pain in the ass and go catch the goddamn football."
What is wrong with you, Joe? What is wrong with him today, Joe?
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to have him.
Gross.
Have a talk with him. I'm gonna have to make him apologize.
You're off the rails.
It's gross, Mark. It's gross. Come on,
Chris. Why couldn't those two guys have let him go through what he had to say, do what he's gonna do? You mean to tell me you couldn't go up to him at his locker at some point?
Well, he says he did that. Perry says he did that, but yeah, he did, because these
so
guys
if Perry did that, then why did Diggs address it publicly again? If he went up to him and apologized to him before that happened or after that happened?
Who the hell knows? It's all I didn't get the note in 5th period math class. You know what I mean? I didn't get past that note.
What is he being a pain in the ass about? Or what would he be? I can't imagine.
But he did the interview basically, and he basically said to Diana Rossini when she asked about his availability for week 1, he was kind of skating around it, maybe kind of let it in that maybe he wouldn't be ready for week 1. I don't know. Like, it's a question mark, and that raised the questions from the reporter to Vrabel. Hey, Diggs gave this interview saying that he's right, that he may not be ready. And then that exchange happened with Vrabel and Perry. And then Perry goes on Current show and basically calls him, says, hey, look, this could be the start of a pain in the ass. I mean, who knows? He could be doing things that could be construed as being a pain in the posterior, which is not a bad comment. You are a pain in the ass. The fact that you're bringing this up today, now, this week, a month later, that in itself makes you a pain in the ass. Right? In public, you got to clear it publicly. You can't just go to these guys and talk to them, Diggs. You can't go talk to them off the air, like Mark said. You gotta go. I gotta have a conversation with you guys now. Can I have a conversation? He said.
Yeah, it was weird. It was the whole thing was weird. Perry and Curran raising their hand after and apologizing, and it was weird. And then it became like a love fest, a big love fest. Right?
Gross.
Right.
It's gross. All that apology crap. Diggs, come on our show. I'll talk you into why you're a pain in the ass. By the end of our show, you'll be calling yourself a pain in the ass. I guarantee it. I'll talk Diggs into thinking he's a pain in the ass. Because you are a pain in the ass. You're a pain in the ass. You're a pain in the ass in Buffalo. You're a pain in the ass in Minnesota. You know you are. Just shut up and go catch the ball. Okay?
Well, I know one thing. We're not getting access. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
What the hell?
No, but
you know what I mean, Chris?
We got access to the people, to the fans. That's who we have access to. That's who we love. So anyway, offensively, that's our breakdown. So Mark, offensively, they can win this game. Yes, quick.
Yes. Yeah, I think, Chris, if they implement what I think McDaniels is going to put in place, I think they can win this football game offensively. Yes. Chris, do you expect anything out of the rookie Kyle Williams? No?
I don't expect him to get a lot of looks. I don't think he can get off press. I don't know if he can get off press yet. I haven't seen it done yet, and I'm not. I don't think he's going to take Booty off the field. So, no.
Okay.
Unless there's an injury, I don't even see he or Chisholm getting much love in this game anyway, as far as snaps go. So, but we got to give who we have to give love to is the defense. But this portion of Pat's preview was presented by Corso Law Group, CorsoLawGroup.com. We come back. We're going to talk defense, going to talk defensive keys to victory, and later on in the show, our Sunday spread and our locks of the week. No flipping.
No one ever thinks they will be in need of a criminal or traffic lawyer, but things happen. Corso Law Group is Arizona's leading criminal and traffic law firm. Call or go online to CorsoLawGroup.com and talk with these expert attorneys.
They have their adjustment. When you run something extensively or the majority of the time, you have to have answers, right? Because, you know that people are going to try to scheme you, and you have to be able to have answers. They've evolved and done a great job and have answers and different ways to play things that they want to do. And then they have their change-ups and their mixers. And then certainly Chip's offense has expanded and grown. I mean, Chip used to call it on an index card. He had 7 plays, and they just were really good at them, and they went really fast. And so I think that's all evolved from the stuff at UCLA, from stuff at Ohio State, to what he'll do with those skilled players that we mentioned with the Raiders.
Yeah, of course, was Mike Vrabel talking about the Raiders offense. Back in with more Pats Nation. All right, Mark, let's go to the other side of the ball. What scares you about this offense, if anything, the Raiders offense?
Brock Bowers scares me a hell of a lot because what are they going to do with him?
Because he's not really a tight end.
He's not really a tight end,
no.
Right? Gonzalez is out, right? They haven't said he's out, but he's out. Obviously, he's out.
Yeah, they have the inactives haven't dropped yet, so I haven't seen it, but he's out. He didn't practice all week. He hasn't practiced in over a month.
Yeah, he hasn't practiced in over a month, so he's out. So what do you do? Now, I know, Chris, you've often said to me, Mark, I could take a tight end out of the game. But he's not a tight end.
Take one player out of a game.
Yeah, and he's only one player. So what do they do with Bowers?
Well, it's important to note about Cooper, right? Too now.
Cooper retired.
He retired. So you're not going to have him.
You got what? You got Jacoby Myers,
who's looking for a trade.
He said yesterday. Well, I asked, they refused. So he's not happy.
No. So they got their own stuff going on. The problem is, how do you take Brock Bowers out of the game? Well, here's if it were me. The first thing I would, this is why Gonzalez not playing is a problem. Because my first instinct is to say our biggest corner is Davis, and Davis is a big corner. Okay. I would put Davis on Bowers. If we had, because look, New England wants to play a lot of man coverage. They want to go man to man. They want to bring pressure. It's a speed defense. They want to get to the quarterback. These are the things that New England wants to do. Well, to do that, you're going to have to go play man on somebody. Now, you can do one of two things with Bowers. You can play man with your best guy, size-wise for him, and I think Davis could match up okay with him. I do. I think he's got the skill set to do it. I think he's got the size to do it. I'd like to see that happen a little bit. Or you go the opposite way and you say, we're going to put the other corner on with some, we're going to double them up. We're going to put some coverage over the top. We're going to peel somebody over to him. We're going to do some things like that to bracket him away. So anytime Geno Smith looks over there, he's bracketed. He's covered. You just can't go there. You got to go somewhere else with the ball. I mean, if Bill was doing, that's what he would do. I think. So I'm okay with playing Davis on him a little bit to try to do it. And I'm pretty confident that they got enough talent to do that. It bothers the hell out of me with Gonzalez not in the game, but it would bother me more if it was next week. And I know I have Waddle and Hill. In this situation, I got Bowers and Myers. How do you feel about, Austin and James and Jones being able to play over there if they have to get locked up man on with Jacoby Myers, Mark?
Yeah, well, those guys played okay, Chris, in training camp, right? So yeah, I think they can hold their own on the opposite side. The other X factor, Chris, is Jeanty. Now, that's a problem. Ashton Jeanty, the rookie from Boise State, the running back.
Well, it exposes our big problem, doesn't it? That
Yeah,
you've been talking about for how long now? All summer long. What have you been talking about with this defensive front?
There's no size in the middle. How do they stop the run? How do they set the edge? Right. Jeanty will expose you if you have limitations stopping the run, Chris. He will expose you.
He will. And what the other problem with not having Gonzalez in there is it hampers you there too, because you may want to if you want to play more zone, then you can't. There's not a lot of run blitzing that can go on in that situation. Then you're not being able to do those kinds of things to plug up.
I got a question. With a guy like Jeanty and the type of attack that they have going into this game,
yeah.
Do you find it interesting that this week they released Peppers? Maybe he could have helped you in the box against a guy like Jeanty. Or no, not that scheme doesn't call for it.
It's the same as Duggar,
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I like how Peppers pops more. He comes up and he hits and he pops and he can, yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess maybe it was another argument to keep him on. Was he one of your best 53? Why are you releasing him? Is it the money? I don't know. But I do know this. If you're going to play undersized the way they are on the defensive front, that means your linebackers are going to be real good tacklers, which now Spillane and, these guys, Mapu, whoever's on that field, Ellis, and they're going sideline to sideline. When you hit the edge and you get to them, you better bring them down. I mean, your tackling is going to have to be solid and clean against this kid, or that's it. Or he'll run right through you.
Yeah, I was going to say, he'll go right through you, Chris.
So I would imagine the Raiders' game plan is going to be Jeanty's got to see the ball a lot in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, are you worried?
He can catch the ball out of the backfield, something that isn't really highlighted, but that is something he can do.
Yeah. Yeah, so you worry as a defense to say, okay, what happens out of the backfield on these bubbles and these swing passes and maybe these wheel routes? You end up 3-by-1 with a back, on a 10 personnel with one running back, one tight end, 0 tight ends, and you got a 3-by-1 with the receivers, and Bowers is playing receiver. Well, if he's offset, if Jeanty's offset, you got to worry about him running a wheel route down the sideline, and you end up getting stuck with like Spillane on him.
Yeah. Now, the Raiders, Chris, their running game was like last in the league last year.
Right.
So has their offensive line improved enough?
Well, the key to
their offensive line is a question mark as well, Chris.
It is very much so. And which means that's another team right now that needs to be in third and short. They can't put themselves in unmanageable situations. I mean, if you're the Patriots, you want to put them in 2nd and 8, 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7.
Do you expect a big game out of our edge guys getting pressure on the quarterback in this game?
Yeah, if they could keep the down and distance where we want it to be, which means you got to win on first down. The New England's going to have to win on first down, which means 1-yard gains, 2-yard gains, 0 gains, incomplete passes. Get them into 2nd and 10, and then 3rd and long, and that's the game plan for New England. That's got to be so you can fly all around the field. But you got to put them in manageable situations. You're not good enough. You're not stout enough otherwise. So, to me, that's what it's got to be for them. The defensive game plan for them is got to be down and distance. You got to win on first down. The Patriots have got to win on first down, which means Tonga's going to be in this game at the nose, and sometimes you'll see a 5-man front. and you're going to have to win on first down and turn it into long yardage, Mark. That's it. Because I think, by the way, Vrabel's pissed off that Gonzalez is not playing, by the way, either. We didn't play the cut. We played it yesterday.
No, we didn't.
About how irritated he is, but he's not happy.
He sounded like he I mean, he didn't come out and say it, but it was almost like, some guys take longer to heal from injuries than others. Like, basically, I think he was calling him soft, right? If you read between the lines a little bit.
Well, and then Greg Bedard said that what he heard about him in Tennessee was that guys would get in the doghouse for not getting off the injury list. And your knock on Gonzalez was just that you're not tough enough. You don't come forward well. You're not a physical player.
Chris, coming out of that draft,
this injury.
Coming out of that draft, Gonzalez and Witherspoon were on par with each other. The guy that Seattle took in the top 5 of the draft, I think top 6,
Illinois,
he was a corner. From all accounts, Gonzalez, model citizen, good teammate, not a troublemaker, locker room type of kid. How does he drop the way he dropped? There had to be something that NFL teams looked at with him, saw, heard about, like, why, how would
that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Is that he didn't come forward well. He didn't come forward. He didn't go forward well. He's great in coverage, getting phase, top 3 corner in the league, in my opinion, in coverage. But how do you come forward? How do you come downhill? What's your toughness? What's your level of pain threshold? Not a lot. Because he's been hurt. He's been hurt each year.
Yeah.
So, or all 3 years, he's been hurt at some point during these seasons. So it's a big loss. It's going to be a bigger loss when we talk about the Dolphins game, because I don't think we're going to see him in Miami either. So
no, I don't think we will either. No, I agree with that. I don't think you're going to see him for at least a couple of more weeks, Chris.
So the bottom line is these two teams are more evenly matched than one would think. Okay, and I think that top end talent, I think the Raiders have more of it. Okay, I do, but I think that's a game that the Patriots can win. But on defense, that's the kind of game plan you're going to have to employ. You're going to have to win on first down, and honestly, it's that simple. And you can't have a lot of stupid mistakes. So we'll see what happens there. But Pat's preview was presented by Corso Catone, the real deal, New England Field, Saturdays, noon Eastern. We got Catone's comments, Yankees, Red Sox. We're going to break down next week the results of this game and talk about our breakdown there. But when we come back, we're going to make you some money. It's the first edition of 2025 Sunday Spread. Don't go anywhere. The real deal, New England Field. What does that mean? We're like you. We're going to bitch about everything.
My opinion, our draft, the good, the bad, it was ugly.
These people, Mark, drive me freaking insane. Bananas.
It's so frustrating and aggravating. I can't take it.
The real deal, New England Field. It's going to be real. Back in with more Pats Nation. All right, guys, we ready for Sunday Spread? We ready to make some people some money? And I forgot. He does that to me and jumps at me every single time. Makes me jump out of my chair.
Chris, do we want to give our Patriot prediction first, or do we want to save it until the end?
Well, Mark, your name's on the show. What do you want to do?
I think we should give our Patriot predictions first, Chris, and then
then do it. Let's go.
That'll give us some time for Sunday Spread.
All right, it's a 2.5 point spread and a 44.5 point over under. What do you got? I mean, our preseason picks, we picked them to lose this game, but go ahead. This is a different thing. Go ahead.
27-24 Patriots.
Joe, last week you picked against us last week. Now
27-24 Patriots.
I can understand if you were doing something with the spread, like it was a one, like I'm about to do.
Listen, we're gonna cover, and we're gonna listen. I know I picked them last. I picked against us last week.
Jesus Christ!
But the more I study this, I don't think the Raiders are that good, Chris. I really don't. And
what if Carroll brings bologna sandwiches to the game?
Oh, now would that be something to see, Joe?
Here's what I'm doing in this
Chris,
game.
Joe wants to bring a Raider fan to the game. You got tickets for
He's not getting those Jets tickets, by the way. So you're not getting those Jets tickets. I'm just telling you, you're not. I mean, if that kid's ass is in that seat, I'll swear to God you'll never go in that stadium again. So, all right.
We won last time. That's the deal.
All right. Listen. So, okay. It's a 2.5-point spread, right? New England's favored.
Yeah, they're favored.
Okay?
Which I am surprised that they're favored, Chris.
I'm taking the Raiders in this game. Okay? I'm taking the Raiders.
Okay. All right.
All right? But I'm taking the Patriots to win the game, 21-20.
Oh, Joe,
I'm going to take the Raiders with the points. I'm going to take the 2.5 points.
Joe.
21-20. Patriots win the game.
You're busting my beans. And you picked against them last week.
I think the Raiders are going to win this game 23-20. I do. Yeah, I think the Raiders are going to win this game 23-20. I just don't think we're ready yet, and I don't think.
All right.
I think we're going to have a problem with Jeanty more than like we talked about in the last segment, and for the things that we talked. I just don't think we're ready for that.
Listen,
for this, like people think we are.
I'm going to tell you who's going to have a breakout game.
Who?
Butte. Booty's
breakout meaning like
breakout
5
meaning,
catches, 2 touchdowns, or like
breakout meaning about 75, 80 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns.
Really?
In the red zone. Yeah, in the red zone, Butte is going to catch the ball this weekend.
What's your final on this?
I said 27-24 New England.
And I got 23-20.
Raiders.
Okay, let's see. I hope you're right. All right, Mark, let's get to some picks of the week. Let's get to some locks of the week, and let's give the people the reasons. What do you got?
My lock of the week, every week from now until the rest of the season, is going to be anybody playing North Carolina.
You son of a bitch. You're just like everybody else. You just want to hurt. You just want to dog. You just want to make, it's ageism. You just want to make fun of the old guy who's trying to retire and live a nice, quiet life in North Carolina.
Oh, would you please, ageism? Get the hell out of here, would you? All right. So
if you need a minute, I can give you mine first.
Go ahead. I'm undecided on a couple of games here.
To me, I honestly, the lock of the week to me is the. I know it's a big marquee game, but Detroit's going to Green Bay. Detroit has lost Ben Johnson as their OC. I think there's going to be they lost their DC. We got and so there's going to be some growing pains in that situation. And Micah Parsons, okay, and I think he's trying to play this week. I'm not sure if he's trying to play. Green Bay is giving up 2.5 at home. Take Green Bay. They're going to win that game. To me, that's the lock. That I have that as the lock of the week. I got a couple others too, but go ahead.
You know what my lock of the week is going to be, Chris? Because I just think they're going to come out of the gate this year strong and hard. They're going to make a statement that they're going to dethrone the Chiefs.
I like this game too.
Joe Burrow and Cincinnati is going to come out and they're going to smack Cleveland around silly. Cincinnati's making a statement, Chris. Cincinnati's going to put everybody on guard that, you know what? We're a Super Bowl contender, and they're going to put everybody on notice week 1.
Yeah, it should. This spread should be like 9.
Yeah.
He's right. That is a lock right there.
No, they're traditionally a slow starting team,
year.
But they're putting people on notice. I'm telling you, Sunday they're going to smack that team around.
And the other team that's going to put people on notice from week 1, moment 1, because the team they're playing against traditionally does start slow. Okay. And of some miraculously, they win games. Miraculously. Edelman said on his podcast that he feels like the Chiefs are where they were in that late run for New England, where they just find ways to win, but not this week. The Chargers are getting 3 at home.
No, it's in Brazil.
I don't care. It's still a home game. Brazil.
It's a home game, but it's in São Paulo, Brazil.
Whatever. All those people from LA are going to go out to Brazil. All right. And they're going to be rooting for the Chargers. That changes nothing for me. You're getting points. Okay. And honestly, I right now, I don't know what the Chiefs are. I don't know what they are. They don't have Rice for the first 6 weeks of the season, right?
Yeah. That is true.
Who's he throwing the ball to? Kelsey? He's in love. He's engaged. He's done. That's it.
They're engaged, and the rumor is this week that the wedding may take place in
Brazil after that.
No, that wedding, Chris, you'll have to fly in. The wedding may take place in Rhode Island at her compound.
Watch Hill over there.
Yeah, Watch Hill. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, let me know how that goes.
Joe,
take your Jets. Take your Jets fan friend to that.
I thought the wedding was going to be the halftime show this Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, that they're not going to be in this year, the Chiefs. No, I like the Chargers. You're getting 3 points. I think I think that's I'm picking them to win that division. So they're going to start off strong, and they're going to let the Chiefs know where they are right off the bat. And I think that so take the points and the Chargers in that game. Mark, what else you got?
I'm going to tell you what I like, Chris, and I, because I think they traditionally start out slow, and I'm talking about Baltimore. I like Buffalo at home, Chris, getting points. Isn't Baltimore a 1 point favorite in this game?
Yeah, they where is it? Yeah. 1.5.
Sunday Night Football, home opener.
I disagree.
How the hell are you an underdog?
Because I don't think I think Baltimore's going to win the game. I do. I think Baltimore's just a better team, flat out. I don't know what the hell Buffalo's got on defense to stop that. I don't like that game at all. I like
Buffalo at home. I like Buffalo. Believe it or not, I like Buffalo at home. I do. I like Buffalo.
How about Minnesota? How about Minnesota is a 1.5 underdog at Chicago? That's something to look at. I would take Minnesota in that game. And the other game too, how is it only a 6 point spread? The Giants at Washington, 6 points. Washington's given up. I think Washington's going to smack the crap out of that team.
Well, McLaurin, Chris, is he playing? Because I know he was banged up in training camp. I mean, I don't know. You got to make sure before you get involved in that game, you got to make sure McLaurin's playing, right?
But the Giants.
No, Russell, I know the Giants stink. I know the Giants stink. I know that. They do.
You say, well, neighbors can have a big game, and I do. I like Washington in that game, but that Minnesota game is now. If you want to tease, you got a lot of options now. You want to throw a 3-team, 4-team tease, get a little crazy.
Yep.
You could take that Chargers game all the way up to 9 points. Think Kansas City's going to beat them by 9? With Kelsey being in love and all. I don't think so. You really think New England's going to win the game, huh?
I do. What the hell is wrong with you, Kelsey, being in love? What is wrong with you? Really? There's something wrong with you. Really?
Joe, you think New England's winning this game? You didn't think so. Do you now?
What do you mean? I called them to
you have them winning? I don't have the sheet. So what do you have? Let's get you involved. What's your final? Quickly.
24-20. Patriots.
All right.
Listen, start your week off early. Saturday, college football. I'm going to give you a college football game. Take Michigan +5 against Oklahoma. Michigan +5 against Oklahoma. Start your week off early. Michigan's going to
on the road.
Oklahoma. On the road, getting 5. Take the Wolverines. They're going to start your week off. Start your week off good. And then you can have a glass of bourbon Saturday night after they win the game. Michigan wins the game. We're way over. We're going to stop. We're way over.
Well, there you have it. Remember, you're betting out there. You do it because you want to, not because you need to. That's what I always say. But make sure you bet responsibly. But the Pats Nation was presented by Corso Catone Saturdays, noon Eastern. We're going to have our recap of this Raiders game, Catone's comments, so much more. And make sure you come back next weekend to this show, 8 a.m. Eastern. We're going to have our first look at the Patriots-Dolphins matchup. And remember, after the game, the Patriots-Dolphins game, don't forget we're going to have our live Patriots Postgame Show following that Dolphins game where you could give us a call live, call in, chat in, and we're going to be ready to go for that with all of our breakdown. We are the Pats Nation. Hey, enjoy the game.